Some cities greet you with warmth. Istanbul is different. She feels like a quiet old soul. She doesn't rush to approach you. Instead, she reveals herself slowly. In the corner shop you pass by, a stray cat on the curb, a mosque glowing under the setting sun. And if the timing's right, if the breeze is just right, she will quietly sleep into your heart.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
第一站来到的是苏丹艾哈迈德清真寺。
This is the Sultan Ahmed Mosque, built under the order of an Ottoman Sultan and completed in 1616. Inside, its walls and pillars are set with more than 20,000 blue tiles, carefully crafted in Iznik. Because of them, it became known as the Blue Mosque. In Istanbul, it stands as both a symbol of faith and a poem carved in stone. What moves you most about the Blue Mosque isn't its grandeur, but the quiet grace it holds. The square is alive. Pigeons, children, tourists in motion. Yet the mosque stands still. Before leaving, I looked back once more. I can't explain why, but it felt like a silent witness to it all.
我们逛完苏丹艾哈迈德清真寺，我们现在就是要排队买票，然后进这个地下水宫殿。这里的光线非常的暗。水宫殿是用来蓄水的地方，它供这个城市里面的很多居民的，可以方便他们使用水。
Hidden beneath the city, it stayed in silence for centuries. No sound, no light. Long ago, the basilica cistern held the water that sustained the city's daily life. All around, stone columns rise to hold the space. Look closely, and you will see each one is a little different, each with its own shape.
可以看到它这里用了好多这种圆柱来构建，很多圆柱它其实是来自那种已经荒废了的神庙。去找那个美杜莎的头，有一个放歪了的垫在石柱最下面的。
头是什么鬼呀？头就是头呗。
叠词词，恶心心。I find it， 这就是要找到的那一颗垫在最下方的歪脖子的美杜莎的头。哦，这里还有一颗倒过来的。好多人丢硬币下去许愿了，里边的湿气好重啊！就是你
裙子都湿了，
就是你轻轻挥一挥手，就能感到手有点黏的那种感觉。
类风湿性关节炎犯了。
它往下滴水哎。 打卡点第3站，进入圣索菲亚大教堂。
Hagia Sophia means holy wisdom. It was once a church, later a mosque, and then turned into a museum. Empire rose and fell, and faith shifted with them. Yet her form has always carried both change and continuity, quietly reshaped by time, but never erased. At night, Hagia Sophia is crowded with visitors. Chandeliers hang above, their lights swaying over the crowd. It feels as if they've been watching for centuries. By the exit, a mosaic of Virgin Mary remains. This place was once dedicated to her. For 1500 years, Hagia Sophia has stood here, witnessing empire, faiths, and endless footsteps.
我们去吃的是这一家景区附近好像还蛮有名的一家烤肉店。
肉比较嫩，然后稍微烤的老了一点点，但是也没什么膻味，你可以睡。所以如果你比较有牙力的话，就可以吃这样的。
多年前我已经体验过土耳其的甜品，是有多甜。
我体验过，我同事去土耳其带回来那个糖，各种样的糖。
我觉得还行，因为我觉得它已经属于算是土耳其甜品当中不是很甜的东西了。
大巴扎好像有多少个门来着？30多个门。
大巴扎逛就要逛2-3个小时，886。大，
它很大，
超级大。
苏莱曼尼耶清真寺在大巴扎附近。我们刚刚穿过了大巴扎的外围，就是一个社恐的地狱，好多人你好。
This mosque was commissioned by Solomon the Magnificent from 1550 to 1557. It took just 7 years to finish. The man behind it was Sinan, one of the greatest architects of the Ottoman Empire. And this isn't just a single prayer hall. Around it, there are a cemetery, a hospital, schools, even an observatory. Some say this isn't only a mosque, it's like a miniature city hidden inside another city. Behind the mosque lies the resting place of Solomon the Magnificent and his wife. Some of their family members are buried nearby as well. Walk a little further down the path, and you will see domed mausoleums, known in Turkish as tulabe. And on the gravestones, carved in Arabic, are names that history has long forgotten.
但是它生了一个猫，里面最受欢迎。三花。
曼清真寺这一边可以眺望到对面的那个新城区。下一站我们去往的是在苏莱曼清真寺附近的一个香料市场。
This place is called the Spice Bazaar, but its official name is actually the Egyptian Bazaar. It was built in 1660, founded by Tasis Khaled from the Ottoman province of Egypt. Back then, it was all about spices. Nowadays, you can find almost anything: dried fruits, tea, coffee, even baklava, those syrup-soaked nut pastries that are way too sweet. Honestly, I didn't dare take a bite. Just looking at them felt like my teeth were about to melt.
我们现在到的是卡德科伊。
At noon, we stopped by the restaurant at the crossroads. It looked simple, like where locals go. It was quiet at first, but as soon as we ordered, the place filled up. We picked dishes from the counter, and there were so many options that we end up ordering an entire table by accident. Locals usually just have soup, bread, maybe a small side dish. Compared to that, our spread was definitely over the top, but still, we left the table more than satisfied. The Asian side of Istanbul is also great for exploring. This time, we went to Kadıköy, a neighborhood perfect for wandering around. It sits on the other side of the Marmara, across the Bosphorus, facing the old city in Europe. The streets are lined with cafes, small shops, local restaurants, and bars, easy to enjoy as you wander. The alleys crisscross with a lively everyday feel. And if you look up as you walk, you might catch some cool graffiti on the walls.
这边有一条巡回的一条电车路线。
The tram circles slowly around the edge of the neighborhood. The ride isn't long, and it never feels rushed. Just the kind of pace where you can drift off a little and watch the city roll by. When your legs get tired, the tram is there, ready to let you rest and still take in the view. The street keeps leading down until it opens onto the shore. The air shifts, the wind feels different. The Bosphorus lies right in front of you. Across the water, the old city rests quietly, spread out like a map.
上午时分，我们现在伊斯坦布尔的独立大街觅食。
In the Ottoman days, this was Pera Avenue, a gathering place for intellectuals and European settlers. Travelers often called it the Paris of the East, for its mix of Europe and Asia. The street is lined with shops, cafes, and old buildings with stories of their own. Even today, it's still one of Istanbul's busiest pedestrian streets, stretching nearly 3 kilometers, long enough to wander for a whole day. We passed a small place and got at the tower. It looked good, so we stepped in, and it was surprisingly tasty.
试一下布丁面，酷带点。
After lunch, we wandered through Beyoğlu. The district people often contrast with the old city, calling it the new town. The area is quite large, stretching northeast to Taksim Square and northwest along the Golden Horn. In the Middle Ages, this was known as Pera, a gathering place for Genoese and Venetian merchants. Today, it's one of the liveliest and most artistic parts of Istanbul, full of galleries, exhibition spaces, and even small niche museums like the Museum of Innocence.
我们经过了这个纯真博物馆，不过鉴于我的原著还没有看完，
我还是下次再来吧。下次拿着纸质版的原著过来，就可以免费进场。纯真博物馆，我们还是下次再见吧。
你挨太近了吧？要不然你往旁边贴一点点。
已经接近太阳快要落山的时间了，我们想去加拉塔那一边去看日落。然后走过这一条桥，一直呢回到我们的新城区加拉塔。你看这个桥的上面有好多人在钓鱼。The Galata Bridge stretches across the Golden Horn, linking the old city on one side and the more modern Beyoğlu on the other. It feels like a connector between two sides of Istanbul, each with its own character. From the bridge, you can see the skyline on both shores, ferries moving in and out of the bay, and rows of fishermen lined up along the roads. This is one of the city's most iconic sights.
136里啦，的确早。
就说为什么加拉塔可以拍到那么远的照片呢？加拉塔看起来不高，但是它的地势高啊。一整个斜坡走上来。哒哒哒哒。The Galata Tower was built by the Genoese. First called the Tower of Christ, it has stood here for over 6 centuries. The Ottomans repaired it many times and once used it as a fire watchtower. In the 1960s, it finally opened to the public as one of Istanbul's most iconic landmarks. At the top of Galata Tower, watching the sun sink low, Istanbul unfolds before my eyes. This city, at a crossroads of East and West, has never fit into simple categories. It was once the heart of empires, shaped by power, faith, and culture. And across the centuries, it has carried many names. Even now, it keeps being reborn. The landscapes, the streets, the light and shadows, the voices, like pages yet to be turned. Bye-bye. Perhaps I've been standing here too long, but in that moment, a line from A Touch of Spice echoes back to me.
Aslında hiçbirimiz ayrılmak istemiyorduk. Çünkü İstanbul şehirlerin üstünde bir şehirdi. Çünkü İstanbul dünyanın en güzel şehriydi.
I think I get it now.